Is going in for Martanas. He's got 11 Roaches available against 2 Zealots and 2 Stalkers. That's a foregone conclusion. Indeed. Now the question is, can Chromosome warp in enough units in order to reinforce? I'm thinking no. With the state of his economy right now, possibly not. He's looking for the warps in, though. 4 Stalkers, 2 Zealots versus 11 Roaches. More reinforcements on the way as well for Artanis. 19 Roaches. Second force moving across the map. Looks to try and micromanage around, takes the Zealots out. Now he just needs to focus on the Stalkers. That should do well. Yeah, the Stalkers do a little bit extra damage against the armor, but bear in mind the amount of hit points the Roaches have. Pushing their way forward. Takes another one out. Wants to take that Zealot out as well. Does a little bit of damage to it. There we go. Down it goes. It's good aggression, and look at what's streaming across the map right now. Artanis is going to move into the mineral line. Right now, I think Chromosome is actually done. There's not an awful lot he can do right here. He doesn't have enough minerals. He certainly doesn't have the warping capability to repulse another wave. Good game. And the first game goes to Artanis right here on the Kulas Ravine. Yes, interesting stuff. Okay. Sorting out the second one. I say I'm picking the maps right now just to ensure a little bit of variety. Don't worry, I'm not picking BS maps. No Blistering Sands, I think. Nice and small, nice and brutal. Nice and messy. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully all these are actually Diamond League players. Certainly hope so. Right, okay. Invites going out. We're going to bring in our players once again. Chromosome and Artanis. Alright, Artanis, where the bloody hell did you go? There we go. Fantastic. Wonderful. Artanis takes the first one. Looking at random once again as well. Intriguing, intriguing. Okay! Just checking if everybody's ready. I certainly hope so. Indeed, it is real. Just going to quickly check what the way are. Are we all good on everything? Is my recording holding? Yes, it is good. Please don't break. Please don't break. Okay. Let's make it happen, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Blistering Sands. Artanis has won up in this series so far. It's best of 3, King of the Hill format. What is it with Blistering Sands map these days? I don't know why the hell it's so blurred. It's crazy. I don't know what they did to break it, but hey, there you go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shoutcraft right here. Chromosome in the yellow trunks playing Protoss versus Artanis in the red trunks playing Zerg once again. He randomed into Zerg. This will be interesting. This is a much smaller map. Let's see what happens here. Should be entertaining nonetheless. Chromosome is 0-1 down against his opponent Artanis. This is a best of 3 series King of the Hill. The winner will continue to advance. The person left at the end of the King of the Hill tonight will walk away with 25 British pounds. Yes, I know, it's not a lot of money, but it's what's in my PayPal account at the moment. Okay. Here we go. Chromosome with a pylon up. It's exciting. It's a pylon. Look at it. Look at the pylon. It's not much of a pylon yet. It's a proto-pylon. Not a Protoss pylon, it's a proto-Protoss pylon. There you go. It's now a real pylon. Wants to be a real boy. Pinocchio is a pylon. I can imagine. I can imagine. Alright, Chromosome wants to have a look around and see what he can see. A little bit of spying, a little bit of prying. What will he find? Not too much yet. Artanis up to 14 supply. A little bit of banter going on between the two, nothing wrong with that. There's that gateway. Doesn't count a fast expansion just yet, but then again, it's too early, let's be honest. Chromosome looking to stop him. Are we getting a pylon? Are we getting a pylon? Doesn't actually have the money for it. There we go. No! Nice! Artanis blocks the pylon build, but can't block the second. There we go. It was good play, honestly. It's a shame that he just doesn't quite have what he needed. Okay, so Artanis has had his fast expansion delayed there by Chromosome. He's going to have to bring out the Zerglings in order to deal with that. So Chromosome feeling a little bit more secure right now, I would think. I would think he's probably just going to go for a more standard build as a direct result of that. He's going to go and build a Cybernetics core after this, as opposed to 2 gateways. Doesn't need to apply that pressure so rapidly now. Okay. Not too much going on right now. No big surprise. You have to wonder what they do during the downtime. What the probes do. What's on the mind of this dude. Who is this guy, anyway? I'm trying to figure it out. He's sort of glaring at me. Like, yeah, look at me. I am in my ivory tower. Apparently this dude runs everything. Oh my god, look at that. All about multitasking. His APM must be absolutely extraordinary. Cybernetic Skull coming up right there. And again with a nice little blockade. Puts the Zealot in the hole. Or else it gets the hose again. Still doesn't have what he needs to overwhelm that, does he? He needs to get those Zerglings out and start beating down on it. There we go. That should do the trick. Speedling upgrade on its way. Sound thing to do, really. I mean, what else is he going to do right now? He needs to get that expansion, so getting the Speedling upgrade will at least allow him to keep his opponent on the back foot for a little while they can secure that. It's on its way. Gateway behind there. Warp Cake coming up. Again, no big surprises of any description. Artanis hanging around there, though. Having a bit of a visit. Doesn't find anything of note just yet. 6 Zerglings on the way. They will not be able to break that line. No real doubt about it. Look at that. Grabs Artanis' probe, though. Not Artanis, Chromosome's probe. What the hell am I talking about? Aha! Okay, force your way in there. No, not really going to happen. But what he can do is try and lure them out. That's the trick. Can he lure them out by doing a little bit of damage? Because he's got to respond at some point. Thing is, he's got a sentry coming up, which will be able to deal with that. And another gateway as well. So that's going to be a difficult line to break. Artanis brings in additional reinforcements. Once again, harasses that gateway. He's like, come on, come and get me, come and get me. Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. And he finally does, loses a Zergling to it. And he doesn't have quite the forces he needs to sneak around, then do the surround. He will be able to, though, once he gets that metabolic boost up in the next 10 seconds or so, then he might be able to do that again and hopefully draw his opponent out. That's what he's looking for. And what does he have coming up? Another gateway plus a forge. A lot of possibilities there. He's building the forge. I think he's going to grab the +1 weapon upgrade, just so that he's got even more abilities against that. But look at that. We've got Lair coming up, so now things start to get a little bit interesting for Artanis. Roach Warren, another Extractor. Possibly more. Mutalisks is likely, I would think. Especially with so many Zealots on the ground. Chromosome decides to build a proxy pylon all the way up there. And indeed, why wouldn't you? Now, Artanis just doesn't have the force to do anything here. He's going to have to back the hell away. Chromosome now sitting on 4 Zealots. 2 of these sentries as well. And he's got his expansion coming up. He's feeling pretty secure about that. For the time being, anyway. Doesn't really have any potent anti-air. He's got 4 sentries up. No sign of stalkers. Not that he can't just build them. 2 warp gates up. 3 warp gates now. And there's that +1 ground weapon upgrade. Well, that'll at least significantly reduce the viability of those Speedlings. But then again, Speedlings aren't really what he's prioritizing right now. Have you seen what he's got? There you go. Glial Reconstruction for Roaches coming up. Switching things around a little bit. That's going to make things interesting. Chromosome with a heavy number of sentries. Why? Simply to defend this natural expansion. Block all of that off. Give him an awful lot of room to maneuver. Makes him feel a little safer. The question is, will he be? Maybe not against the Roaches. Now, I wonder if he's just going to go into Hydralisk now, because he's already got that lair. He's continuing to pump the Roaches out. No sign of anything else just yet. Could go with Mutalisks for harassment purposes, but Roach Hydralisk would certainly do the job. It's a very potent combination. And you shouldn't really be surprised if any Zerg player decides to do that in the mid-game. Why? Well, it makes sense, really. The same upgrades apply to both. So if he starts upgrading ranged weapons, then he upgrades both his Roaches and his Hydralisks. Plus, the Roaches are a bit tougher, and the Hydralisks just do more ranged damage. Plus, a good mix of armor and light units, so you're not having something get a big bonus against everything you have. Oh, no! Artanis, what are you doing? I don't know, but whatever the case, in it comes. Is it going to be enough? No. Extra Roaches. Delicious and spicy. And they come onto the line right now, up against those spine crawlers. That's not going to do so well for him, is it? Artanis looking to pursue. Will he get it? He can take out 1. Can he grab a 2nd? Yes, he can. Can he grab a 3rd? I think he could. Oh, nice placement there. That's given him a little bit of a head start. Is it going to be enough, though? No. Artanis continues to push forward. Very quick right there. There you go. Takes another. Stalker's now on the field. Is it going to be enough? Don't think so. Another sentry taken out. Once again, trying to delay him with those force fields. Doesn't quite have enough. Now more roaches as Artanis continues to apply the pressure, warping in Stalkers as a counter. He manages to block a few in there, but will that be his undoing? That's just baiting the tiger right there. Artanis is chewing his way through those Stalkers. He's losing a lot of roaches in the process, though. What's he got to back it up? Well, he's building more roaches. No big surprises there. More roaches coming in. That expansion now under threat. If he forces his chromosome all the way back into his base and brings in reinforcements, then that expansion could be very, very dead indeed. Those roaches being ground into fine paste. Into the mineral line to do a little bit of damage. Takes one probe. Takes a second probe. Looking for a third. There you go. Chromosome forced to go out and defend. That's economic damage, though. It's fairly significant as well. Chromosome now starting to fall behind in terms of numbers of harvesters. He also doesn't have the gas right now in comparison to his opponent. Look at that. Artanis has got 4. He's also building another expansion up here. Nice. Chromosome's not having any of it, though. Counterattack is on the way. There's that Hydralisk den. No big surprise if your opponent's going heavy into Stalker, then of course you go into Hydralisk. It would make perfect sense, because they don't gain the bonus against that. Plus Hydralisks have a tendency of shredding them. Okay, Artanis. That's a neat little arrangement you got right there. That's very, very artistic, Artanis. I'm very impressed. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Little formations going on. Defending that expansion as Chromosome tries to take one of his own. There's that level 1 missile attack upgrade coming in. It's not going to be ready for a while, though. Here he comes once again. Doesn't quite have the numbers. That's the thing. Artanis just, hey, look, I've got all of these things. More reinforcements coming in. Chromosome is looking to tip the balance. Can he do it? Probably. Certainly has the numbers right now. Locked in with the Zealots. That's just so much damage coming in for the Roaches, though. Managed to tear them apart. And look at that. Warping in Stalkers. Those Stalkers don't even get a look in. Melted 1, 2, and 3. Looking to try and take the pylon out. That pylon is absolutely toast. Great play there by Artanis. He continues with that aggression. Brings down these photon cannon as well. Now going straight in. A lot of very weak Roaches there, but it should be good enough. Bear in mind, he can burrow those Roaches. If he so desires, he can do that. Give him a little bit of regeneration. Blocks him right into the corner, using now superior firepower. Superior numbers. That expansion is getting cleaned out. Chromosome's going to need an awful lot more than that. And he's not going to get it. Not by the looks of it. Oh, especially with Hydralisk now backing it up. There you go, that expansion's toast. Will Chromosome be able to hold the line, though? He keeps throwing those units in. His income is falling behind in a fairly major way. He's not even building anything. He doesn't have the resources to build anything. He needs to get those warp gates off cooldown. No way, it's dribs and drabs is all that Chromosome can offer in terms of resistance. Now the Hydras are at it, and that's it. Good game. Good game indeed. Artanis takes it 2-0 in this King of the Hill series. He moves on. Congratulations to him. Delicious. Nicely played there by Artanis. If you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shoutcraft. We're doing a little bit of impromptu King of the Hill. Yeah. Right, now I have a lot of people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and match them up based on ranking. Yeah? So I want to try and get a fairly even match. So let's see what we get. Okay, so this is Artanis right now. Artanis, that's his ELO. Not amazingly high, but he hasn't played all that many games. 58 wins, 38 losses in this particular league. It's not a... Oh, it's actually got Kichi at the top of that one. So it is a fairly good league. Now, so we're looking for someone around that level. Shouldn't be a problem. See what we can find. Bear in mind, ELO is not the be-all and end-all of everything. Certainly. We'll bring an NTW Leggy. Who is this fine specimen of a fellow? Let's find out. NTW Leggy. Looks fairly reasonable, I think. He's potent. Indeed. Artanis now telling me he's estimating around 2,500 ELO, give or take. His current ELO is lower than you might imagine. Indeed, he doesn't play like somebody of that ELO, so... Leggy might be a possibility, certainly. He's asking to play. Let's see who else we have. We'll look through a few profiles. See who I can match him up with. Looking for something... Wow! That's a lot of games! Holy hell! That's about right, isn't it? That's pretty close. How about we do Emma NF Team Dexy, who appears to be random on the ladder, versus our current champion of the King of the Hill, Artanis. Does that sound good? I'm thinking we do that. Let's see how that works. Okay. Want to play on the Jungle Basin to start off with. Might do World Ship as well at some point, because, like, nobody ever plays World Ship. Let's just play World Ship, because it's awesome. Okay. Was it NF Team Dexy? God damn it, I've bloody forgotten who it was that I was going to bring in. Yes, it was NF Team Dexy. Okay. NF Team Dexy. Random versus random. Yeah. That might be entertaining. Let's bring him in. Okay. R versus R, folks. King of the Hill. Artanis is the current King of the Hill. It's a best of 3 format. Can NF Team Dexy knock him off? Now, we're not accepting spectators, just FYI, so no. Okay, let's kick it off right here. Absolutely no point in waiting any longer. Random versus random here on the Jungle Basin. Okay. I'm looking forward to this. I have no idea what's going to happen. This is the best kind of game. It is indeed. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shoutcraft right here. It's part of the King of the Hill series. Artanis was the first King of the Hill, and he is on top of that hill right now. He is up against another random player. Artanis estimated himself at around 2,500 ELO. He's on a different account right now. And he's up against NF Team Dexy, who's played about 850 matches and has an ELO of about 2,300. All Diamond Leaguers, so we're going to see what exactly happens here. Could be entertaining. And they've both agreed to go random versus random, which has ended up in a Zerg versus Zerg matchup. Artanis and the blue trunks at the top, and NF Team Dexy at the bottom in the red trunks. Here in the Jungle Basin. Maps are chosen by me, which might mean World Ship happens. I don't care if you don't like World Ship. You're having World Ship, damn it. World Ship's like the best looking map in the game. It is. It's freaking beautiful. Have you not seen it? It's fantastic. Nobody bloody plays it because it's not part of this sodding rotation. Ugh. Let's not spill water on my phone. Well, I suppose it doesn't really matter. I'm replacing it anyway. One of those great HTC Desire Zs. I like keys, folks. I don't like touchscreens. I think touchscreens are awful. They're horrible, horrible little things. So, as a direct result of that, I like to get things with keyboards. The problem is you can't get any good phones with bloody keyboards that aren't Blackberries these days. No, the HTC Desire Z should be on my carrier by the end of the month. So I don't really care if my little Nokia gets water spilt on it at this point. Besides, I don't want to be bothered by people anyway. I keep getting job offers for rubbishy marketing positions. It's like, yeah, I definitely want to go work back at a desk as opposed to, you know, commentating StarCraft. That's much more enjoyable and far more fulfilling, I might add. Okay. Spawning pool on 14 supply for both. Artanis with his first extractor. Will NF Team Dexy try and steal the second? It's a possibility. Looks for it. Nope. Gonna play a little bit of Ring Around the Rosie. Keep an eye on things. Oh! NF Team Dexy builds an evolution chamber. Right. Now, evolution chamber is interesting because evolution chambers, when they die, they basically turn into time bombs because they release broodlings. The thing is, it doesn't really help here because they won't die if they're sitting on top of... Look at that! He puts another Evo chamber down. Interesting. So when these, like I say, when these things die, they release broodlings, which do quite a lot of damage. There's actually a strategy that involves rushing these things. But that's not what's going to happen right now. Because they're not going to explode because he's sitting them on creep. So they will stay up there. But it does give him a pretty permanent scout. He's going to make a choice. Do you blow up the evolution chamber and then have to deal with the bloody broodlings come out and eating everything? Or do you leave it there and give him a permanent scout? Well, as it happens, he cancels out of it once again. Interesting stuff. He's a sneaky little bugger, that I can tell you. Okay. You know, I should talk like that for half the game in honor of InControl's trolling over the whole Hydra incident. I say, Pip bloody Pip! I'm gonna cast the game in the style of jolly old England, yes. Can you do that? I think not. Hey, you see right here, NF Team Dexy is an absolutely fantastic individual. Wonderful. Artanis looking for the surround right there. Incredibly cheeky from him. Oh, wow. NF Team Dexy gets back to his base. It's nicely played there by the one and only NF Team Dexy. Apples and pears, stares and blimey blarky bagger. No, stop it. Banelings! Yes! We loves the Banelings. Banelings coming out for both. Artanis with the expansion right here. Yeah. Who will get Banelings first? NF Team Dexy is slightly ahead. Banelings versus Banelings. That's always the best matchup. Like, well, I have Banelings. What do you have? Banelings. What are we going to do? Oh, I don't know. We can sort of rub against each other in a sensual manner and then explode all over the... Wait, what was I saying? Artanis. Blocking his ramp off right here with a little pack of Zerglings, as you might imagine. Forces pretty much equal right now. Income slightly ahead for Artanis. And he's got that expansion coming up as well, which will make the difference. Zerglings moving forward. Baneling's already on the way up for Artanis. NF Team Dexy pushes forward. Speedling upgrade coming up for both. Interesting. Bear in mind the Zerglings and little things all over the bloody maps. A lot of scouting going on. Artanis will have seen that coming. Now, of course, a large pack of Zerglings can be taken out very easily by those Banelings. Thing is, NF Team Dexy has a few more. Artanis ain't gonna let that happen, though. Going straight in with the aggression, he's got the numbers as well to make that happen. There we go. Looks like he cancels out of 4, but he loses them in the process. Those Banelings are going to be up in time. Is he going to get 1? Yes, he gets 1 and 2. There you go. Neutralized. More on the way, though. Speedling upgrade available now for NF Team Dexy. Artanis doesn't have it. Will he be able to take advantage of that? No, because home ground advantage goes to Artanis. He's going to have Speedling upgrade momentarily. The Baneling versus Baneling strategy isn't going too well for either player, honestly. Units lost right now. Artanis is ahead. He's taking out way more. Looks for the surround. Tries to get another one. Doesn't quite get it. Gets away on like 1 HP. There's the swarm moving in. And he's got a lot of units as well. Bear in mind, look at the numbers. Artanis has got 20 against 8. More on the way. Baneling's being built as well. This could be devastating for Dexy. There's no doubt about that. He's holding back. But more Zerglings on the way. Is Artanis going to be able to get those up quickly enough? It's looking like, very likely. NF Team Dexy now. What's he got? Banelings into the mineral line, folks. It's messy. Very messy. Oh dear. Oh dear. NF Team Dexy seems to have run out of drones. Problematic. Artanis with a lot of damage done there with the Banelings. That's really put NF Team Dexy on the back foot. He spawns what he got. You know, I should just call him Dexy. It would be way easier to say. Tries to block off the ramp. More Banelings coming in, though. Oh, Messi takes one. GG, gives it up. There you go. Artanis remains a king of the hill for the moment. Takes the first in his best of 3 series. Random versus random. Artanis versus NF Team Dexy. Let's do some more. See what happens. Okay. Straight away. World ship. Freaking world ship. Because I say so. I love world ship. It's just the way of it. Dexy. Versus. Where the hell is Artanis? There we go. Artanis can find his way in himself, so that's good. Random versus random on the world ship. Sounds like a plan. Hey, it's Paul Morton. Fantastic. There we go. Alright, who else do we have? Okay, random versus random on the world ship. You don't see this in many other places. Let's make it happen. Artanis has played it once. This should be entertaining. Loving it. Dexy's never played world ship. Oh, it's such a great map, though. It's great. It's a beautiful map. Could be worse. I could have picked Incineration Zone, but I'm not feeling cruel like that. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, on the world ship, that ever so rare map. Great map, love it. Artanis has a 100% win ratio on this map. He's played it once. Dexy, he's playing Protoss. Oh, it's PvP on the world. Well, I suppose that makes sense, doesn't it? How appropriate. Protoss versus Protoss. Artanis in the red trunks at the bottom of the world ship, and Dexy in the blue trunks at the top of the world ship. Again, these guys both at about 2,500 ELO in their respective diamond leagues, give or take. Dexy intends to break it. He wonders if it's another mirror. You'll find out soon enough. All I like about this map, I just love the friggin' texture work. It's great. There's so many cool things here. Little tchotchkes all over the place, and little doodads. Zerg vs. Zerg is my least favourite. I kind of like Zerg vs. Zerg. Protoss versus Protoss is my least favourite matchup to watch anyway. But, hey, there you go. TVT, oh god, that matchup just gives me a headache. So what could they be doing? Well, there's about 50 different things they could be doing, so enjoy. Meet in the middle, it's gonna... There you go, mirror match. You now know. You are well aware. Exactly aware of what's going on. Dexy deploys at the front of the ramp. Now, let's have a look at this map and see what actually happens. So, here we go. you get this one fairly wide ramp here. It's a wider ramp than usual. It's scrap station style ramp. You've got 2 Zelnaga watchtowers. You've got 1 here, and you've got 1 here. Your natural expansion point is just below your ramp. Fairly exposed, though. Quite a wide area here. Not easy to choke off. Dex with the first assimilators. Opponent also with the first assimilator. Again, I expect to see random, well, some fairly predictable build orders right here. They'll be the same for the first 5 minutes of the game anyway. What you've also got, you've got this right here. You've got destructible debris, a back door into the base. Careful. This is getting a little bit too erotic for our younger viewers by the time. Oh, Dexy, spank that probe, spank it. Don't do this, ever. Rule 34, if it exists, there is porn of it. Disgraceful. Cybernex core on both sides, 4-second difference between them. Dexy just hanging around, it's like, hey, you know, just might as well. You know, you could build a proxy pylon over there or something. Both of you are fairly unfamiliar with this map, which leaves it open to some interesting strategies, some things that might not work otherwise. Simulator. Second one. See, they're right next to each other. Easy access. Second gateway coming up. What does the opponent come up? Dexy's already started off at his warp gate. Artana's just started off at his warp gate as well. There's the chrono boost, so they should probably be able at about the same time, I would think. This is why I hate Protoss versus Protoss. It's just like, well, he's building that. Oh, he is also building that. Colour me shocked. This is the problem when you're not really an analysis guy. I suppose if you're an analysis guy, you could talk about all the ways that it's gone. I'm not an analysis guy, I'm a play-by-play. And I can't play-by-play if there's no play. No more play. No, you're not building there. Stalker finally out to clear that Artanis' probe out of the area. Okay, is there any differentiation whatsoever? No, there isn't. There's a Stalker and there's a Stalker. Dexy's just been hanging around there. Artanis is not having any of that nonsense. Now that one goes. Again, you might want to put a pile... Yeah, both might want to put a pylon there. Dexy's already put one there. Admittedly, not quite as close as he could have, but hey. No pylon at the back door for him. Dexy complaining. It's a time of war, damn it. There's no Geneva Convention in space. Hell, there's probably no Geneva left anymore. Blown up or, I don't know, bulldozed for some kind of shopping mall. That's a possibility. Likely as well, when you think about it. It's a harsh and dark future, and there is only shopping. And credit cards. I wonder what space credit cards would be like. I suppose that credit card could probably survive the rigors of the void. That said, they can't even survive the rigors of my wallet, so maybe not. Space credit cards made entirely of titanium, with holographic thingy-be-bobs in them. That would be awesome. You see, I could go off on a ramble about the currency of the Protoss right here. Because they're building the same bloody thing! Robotics facility, about 20 seconds on either side for Dexy and Artanis. Artanis slightly ahead right there. Stalkers being pumped out. Let's go and have a look at unit composition. 5 Stalkers versus 2, and 2 Sentries right there for Dexy. Both possibly building Immortals. That would be amusing. Immortal versus Immortal. Oh, God. Such a silly matchup. Well, you know, lads, you might as well go and have a cup of tea, because this is going to take a long time. It's going to take all bloody afternoon to kill one of them. Observer coming out for 1, and Observer coming out for 2. 18-second difference between them. Truly thrilling. What's the income like? Well, pretty much identical. Neither of them have bothered to expand just yet. Nothing really going on here. Oh, the music of this map as well kind of reminds me in places, just little places of Total Annihilation. Now, that's what I should do. I should replace all of the music within StarCraft 2 with the TA music, because it was better. I'm sorry, it was. It was bloody awesome. Jeremy Soul's finest hour, in my opinion. That's the guy who did the Oblivion music, by the way. StarCraft 2's music has its moments. I feel they're going to be working on some better themes for the Protoss, though. Where's your bloody Dancing Zealot? I see no Dancing Zealot. Oh, there you go. Right, okay. There was a bit of it. I was sort of hanging around. I wasn't really paying attention to the Dancing Zealot. You can't confuse me with your parlor tricks. Not happening. Observer scouts out, and finally an expansion for Dexy. Artana's not bothering with it as of yet, although his force, again, almost identical. Let's have a look at unit comp once again. 9 Stalkers for Artanis, though, heavily into the Stalkers. Bit more mixed in terms of Dexy, because of course he can't build quite as much because he's already expanded. So firepower in the hands of Artanis right now. Looking for an attack on the back door, perhaps. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Nope, not bothering with that. Robotics facility, Robotics Bay coming up for Artanis now as well. Colossi. Interesting. Wants to take down the pylon. Is he going to grab it? And pretty much. Dexy falling back. And he cancels out of that expansion as well. He's going to need the money now to warp in additional units. 2 of those immortals on either side. Artanis with a pylon. Ready to start applying that aggression as he continues to pressure his opponent. I say continues to pressure. This is like the first time he's ever done it. It's Protoss versus Protoss, which involves them sitting in their bases, glaring at each other for 25 minutes. It's a very passive-aggressive style of play, I feel. They write mean things on their Facebook walls. You know, they're not directed at you, but you know they're really about you. You know, the passive-aggressive nature of Protoss. Ugh. A bunch of girls, I tell you. Pylon expansion right now for Artanis, feeling a little bit secure. I don't really blame him right now. His opponent doesn't quite have the force to take that out. Matching him in terms of that. He's got a ton of bloody sentries. Kind of odd, really. I don't know why he'd have so many. He has a force like that. Well, I mean, the disruption beams will certainly help carve through the immortals. But, really? 6 sentries, 6 stalkers, 2 immortals. I suppose that you build quite a lot if you're defending your natural expansion, but I mean, just look at what you got right there. You got a huge amount of ground to cover. Force field's not as effective there. Guardian shield will help a little bit, but you don't need 6 sentries for that. Only a single one now out for Artanis, just for the Guardian shield, I'd imagine, and nothing else. Artanis sitting firmly on there, following, shadowing there with the little squiddy. Aggression coming in from his opponent, Dexy. Does he have the numbers? It's going to be a nice fight one way or the other. Thing is, there's a Colossus that's going to be out by the time that happens. So that would be concerning to me if I were Dexy. And Dexy, of course, has no idea that's happening. We're going to try and clear a second avenue of attack there. Bring down that wall of destructible rock, perhaps. Setting up a couple of pylons for reinforcements. That'll be a strong beachhead to take if he's able to. I'd just be concerned about that one Colossus in the middle of it. Is he going to get any more out? Doesn't really have the gas right now. Income isn't rolling as strong as it could be, but it will be in a second. He's just peeled off a ton of his harvesters from there, moving them around, and there we go. Dexy's just going to go in the front door by the looks of it. Not even going to bother with this. I suppose that just gives him a little bit of an edge right there. Thing is, Artanis has been shadowing him the entire sodding time. Dexy is well aware, or indeed Dexy might not even be aware of the presence of that. He probably doesn't. He might have seen the blur if he's observant enough. He probably has seen the blur, honestly. Doesn't want to go up against that line. Did he spot the Colossus? I don't think he... yeah, he does. He's got an observer of his own there now. Absolutely knows what he's up against. Being a little bit careful. He's got a slight advantage in terms of immortal numbers. Quite a few stalkers coming out, but his opponent has a lot more of them. 7 sentries. Not feeling it. Dexy backs off once again. Back to the passive-aggressive Facebook comments for both of these guys. Bear in mind this is a best-of-3 series, so if Artanis takes this, he continues to be king of the hill, and we'll probably put him up against one more. Have to see how my throat is holding up. Looking to sort of do a 3-hour show today, I think. Still trying to get back into the mix. Bear in mind, I've got 2 more casting events. Should be casting on Saturday for the EU versus US with Scan, and I believe I'm also casting Sunday for the SC Reddit Invitational, which I would highly recommend you check out. screddit.com will give you all the information and the schedule for my casting there. Also do announcements on the Facebook and the YouTube. Okay, Dexy. What is your grand plan? Colossi is going to match him tit for tat on that one. Extended Thermal Lance is already way ahead, though. Bringing out the Dark Shrine as well. Not that that's going to help them too much. There are observers on the field, but only one of each. Dexy's is there, and Artanis is there. As you do. Dexy's the one building it in the base, and I'm so surprised he hasn't slipped another observer in there for good measure, just to have a look. It just seemed to me that Artanis has missed out on quite a lot of scouting information. I mean, look at that. One, he doesn't know there's a Colossus there, although he's going to find out in a minute if Dexy decides to put it in the group. Absolutely not aware of that Dark Templar Shrine at all. Hidden right at the back there. Nice little arrangement of pylons. Very artistic. Thank you, Dexy. Very entertaining. In the meantime, Artanis doing bugger all. Warping in more. Here you go. Finally, you can actually see the sodding thing. Artanis brings along one of his own. Stargate coming up for Artanis as well. Nice, bit of variety. This is where it finally starts to divulge. Charge upgrade coming up for the Zealots for Dexy, and he's working on his extended thermal lance. Chances are he'll probably have it once he gets there. Take out a couple of pylons, why not? Thing is, he's actually become reliant on those pylons, which could be a mistake. They're now being taken apart. There's another one up there. I wonder if he's going to spot it. Not by the looks of it. That's a nasty force. I mean, look at that. He's got so many of everything. He's got 3 Colossi there. He's got 2 Immortals in the mix. 31 Stalkers. Doesn't have Blink for them or any upgrades. So that's quite surprising. You'd think if you're going to build that many Stalkers, you might grab Blink as well. Not in this case. No useful pylons either to warp in on an attack. That might be something he wants to look at. Dexy scouts forward. Probe's taken out right there. Proxy being built. Artanis with a force for the ages. Calling this one's pretty difficult. Up goes the Guardian Shield. We're about to find out who's about to win it. Screw calling it. Let's get to the violence, ladies and gentlemen. Destruction on all sides. It's a light show. That's what it is. It's fantastically entertaining. Unfortunately, no leg upgrade as of yet for those Zealots. The Zealots are getting torn apart by the administrations of the Colossi. Trying to break through there. Doing an awful lot of damage to the Stalkers. There's so many Stalkers. Over 20 brought down already. Colossi being forced back. Additional warp-ins from Dexy. Dexy crushing that force. Doing a great job of doing so. Tries to escape, and he does escape with a couple of Colossi. Dexy wins that engagement. Takes quite a lot of loss in the process, but Artanis bleeding even worse. Income-wise, pretty much, Artanis has got a massive advantage in terms of numbers of harvesters right now. But he doesn't really have anywhere he can apply it, because all of this is already worn out. He needs another expansion, and it's looking very unlikely that's going to happen. Dexy's got 3 there, so he can't expand there. He could potentially expand here. There you go. Yes, Observer. Hello. There's an Observer hiding there. Artanis with a small scanning force. Ah, there we go. Going to take out those proxy pylons, looking now for some more expansion opportunities to use those 66 probes in, unless you intend to throw them at the enemy in a grand sacrifice. In the meantime, Void Rays are on the way. One of them, anyway. How many Stargates does he have? Just the one right now. It's not going to make too much of a difference yet. Looking to expand there as well. Broken through to have... I actually didn't bother having to break through. You don't have to. You can just wander around the side. There you go. Just gives you an additional avenue of attack. I'm not even familiar with this map either. 2 Void Rays up. Another on the way. What's that going to do? Well, Dexy has quite a few Stalkers. Not a huge number, though. It'll be helpful against the Colossi. It'll be helpful for harassment purposes. This base is pretty much mined out. He's going to have to move on, and that's exactly what he's doing, expanding also into the gold minerals. Even at this stage of the game, we're getting a little bit of mirror match going on. But the strategies have now diversified, and I wonder which will be more effective. Well, if you've got lasers, you might as well shoot them at something. Rocks or no rocks, let's just do that. There we go, collapses that. Tana's setting up for more gas right there, looking to outdo his opponent. Dexy with the Templar Archives, looking for High Templar, looking for some Psystorms. An interesting diversification of strategy there. Artanis moving in those spare probes. He's got a ton of them. He can get that expansion rolling straight away as soon as that starts, which is now. Okay, this is where we start to see a diversification in terms of the economy as well. Let's have a look at income. Whoa! Overkill much. There you go. Artanis really rolling it in now. Thing is, so is Dexy. Dexy's neck and neck with him. Advantage in terms of the number of probes, though. Looking to saturate that. You see, here's where the difference is with those probes. He's able to saturate 2 more gas points. So he can pump out way more in terms of Colossi and things like that. But he needs more production buildings to make that happen. Dark Shrine coming up for Dexy as well. I wonder if he took that observers are overrated thing a little bit too seriously. That's certainly a possibility. Actually, Artanis doesn't have any. Uh-oh. This could be messy for him. He wasn't actually kidding when he said they were overrated. This could be unbelievably unpleasant for him. He's going to need to pump something out to do that. How many cannons does he have? Well, he's got 1 here, so he's pretty much covered there. He's not covered there. And his base is entirely vulnerable to attack. But bear in mind, he has an aerial strike force of 5 Void Rays. That is not to be underestimated. Not in any way, shape, or form. He could use them as part of a combined arms attack. Or, alternatively, he could go in for the jugular. Try and do some big damage. That's what it looks like he's going to do. That's a potent force. He's up against 15 Zealots, 7 Colossi, 15 Stalkers, 2 Sentry. going to be messy one way or the other. NF Team Dexy now knows what's coming. Is he going to be able to respond to it in time, though? Because see what he's done. Snuck around to that expansion. And here we go, once again, coming in from the side. Will the Void Rays make the difference, or will they be shot out of the frickin' sky? We're about to find out. Dark Templar now in the mix as well. That's going to make things even more interesting. Artanis is getting shredded. There's no doubt about it. Massive amounts of ranged firepower coming in, and those Dark Templar are making a mess of things. Good game. There you go. 1-1 in this series, ladies and gentlemen. Artanis in danger of losing his position as King of the Hill right now. Oh, man, those Dark Templar, very sneaky, very effective. Artanis maybe not thinking that those observers are so overrated anymore. Okay. Next map. Let's do another one. Okay, what do we got? Which map should we choose? There are so many. What the hell is this? I don't even know what this is. I'm half tempted to pick it, but I don't know. I think it's probably unfair to have a decider match on an unknown map like that. So we're going to go with something else. We'll go with Steps of War. Okay. Artanis is in. Now we just need to bring in Dexy. That is indeed why your army melted, Artanis. Unfortunate. There you go. Artanis is now only 50-50 on the world ship. There you go. Wonderful. Right. The decider. One of these guys will continue in the King of the Hill. And like I said, I think I'll do one more best of 3 for King of the Hill, and then I will call it a night. So that'll be about 3.5 hours. Ugh, does the job. Well, that's kind of the point. You're not supposed to know he has DTs. If you know he's got DTs, then they're not so effective. Right. Yeah, you did, actually. I remember he built that, and then he cancelled out. I was thought, hang on a minute. Didn't he build that before? Yeah. Sneaky. Nice play, Dexy. Very good. Okay, folks. Let's make it happen. Have you, Artanis? Didn't serve you too well the last time, did it? We'll find out. And here we go. Steps of War. Nice, small, and brutal. Random versus random. That's what we're looking at. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shoutcraft right here, bringing you a match. This is part of the Shoutcraft Live King of the Hill. Artanis in the blue trunks playing Terran versus NF Team Dexy in the red trunks playing Protoss here on the Steps of War map. They're one apiece, ladies and gentlemen. There's best of 3. One of these guys is going to go through to the next round of the King of the Hill, which is probably going to be the final match of the King of the Hill today. I'll be picking a suitable opponent for them. And one of them will be knocked out, and it will be a case of thanks for playing. Like I say, we're going to be doing these every week. I'm probably going to be starting off with some replays, some of the higher level stuff, and then we'll go into the King of the Hill. Or we'll do the King of the Hill at the start, and I'll do the higher level stuff later. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out one way or the other. One way or the other, folks, it's going to be on the YouTube page. How many matches have I done today? Quite a few. So they're pretty much all going to be available as video on demand on the YouTube page. It's going to be good. That's going to be going up over the next couple of days. Don't think there's going to be anything tonight just because I'm so freaking busy. Okay, Artanis is building a supply depot. Color me shocked. Dex is going to have a look around, and as they see no mirror match anymore, no mirror match for you. And do a little bit of harassment. Working it, says that Probe. Probe needs to get the hell out of there before he gets boned. Have a look around. There you go. SCV in that as well. Oh, Artanis could have actually blocked that off. Shame he didn't do that. Hey, never mind. Now, what does he plan on doing here? Barracks is coming up. Gateway coming up as well. Pretty standard opening from both sides. Not an awful lot to say there. I mean, it's random versus random is so weird because you can't really get too much of an impression of what the players are like unless you watch way more rounds. I mean, I don't, for instance, know how strong Artanis' Terran is. I have no clue because he's played nothing but Zerg and Protoss this entire time. Dexy, we've already seen, is very capable with the Protoss. I wonder if that's going to give him the advantage. We will see. Again, this could be Artanis' strong suit. Nobody knows. Random players are so goddamn weird and difficult to predict. These guys do ladder as random, so there you go. I'm not one to judge. It's a good way to learn the tactics of all three races from that perspective. Although, like I say, jack of all trades, master of none, who knows? There are some skills that apply to all three factions, but some that are very specific. Artanis, if you're not careful, you're going to lose that bloody SCV. You need to get the hell out of there. No gateway units coming out as of yet. Doesn't quite have the minerals for it. That's because he's built the proxy pylon up there instead. That's what he feels like. No early game aggression as of yet. Artanis walls in. Marauder coming out. No surprise there. Early Marauder pressure against the Protoss is very strong, particularly with that. I mean, the concussive missile basically means that Zealots are useless, and they also do big damage to Stalkers as well. So they're effective against pretty much every gateway unit to a greater or lesser degree. Wow. And a proxy Stargate for Dexy. Oh yeah, that's going to screw Artanis over completely if he's not careful. Artanis is not scouted for that. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. A bit cheesy, but hey, it does the job. If you don't scout for it, then you deserve everything you get. And Artanis is going in for Marauder pressure, which is going to do precisely bugger all. Factory on its way. Barracks on its way. No engineering bay. Has no knowledge of that. Not a clue. He's a sneaky one. Now, here comes the pressure. Stalker on its way. Zealot already out. Concussive missile up. The question is, can Artanis apply enough pressure to cause problems here? It's certainly a possibility. That Zealot's already dead. Stalker's going to be on its way, but that's going to get torn into tiny little kibbles. There we go. Stalker's going down. Nice micromanagement there with the Marine, but it's flattened by probes. NF Team Dexy using what he can to repulse, because he has to. What choice does he have? He's got a Void Ray on the way. Artanis just applying loads of pressure, though. Will that proxy Stargate right there be his undoing? It might be. He's invested so much in that cheese. Artanis has got to be believing right now that something's up. It's like you would expect way more in terms of defense. And for one thing, that pylon's dead. Artanis needs to back it up with more Marauders, honestly. He needs way more coming in right there. Tech Lab on its way as well. Single Void Ray almost out. The question is, what damage can he do with that single Void Ray? No ability to build anything right now except for that Photon Cannon, which is coming up. Thing is, that Photon Cannon won't go up in time. Once again, Dexy breaks it off the line. And it's all in right now for Dexy. It was reliant entirely on what he could do with that single Void Ray, which honestly is not a huge amount. He gets the charge, and he's looking for damage. There you go. He's looking for damage, and he's getting it on the economic line. But the problem is that Dexy has taken so much damage, he can't build anything right now. But there you go. Look at what he's got. He's got nothing. Artanis desperately repairing those SCVs. Nicely done. Had to pull him off the line to do it, but hey, there you go. Needs to get some more Marines out if he's going to deal with that. Those Marines will be torn apart. He's looking to just go in. And why not? Put some more aggression, apply some more pressure to Dexy. Don't allow any more of that nonsense. Dexy doesn't have the money right now to get more Void Rays, but he'll have it soon. Is he going to bring out a second Void Ray? We never know. One barracks is down. That barracks is on fire. It is annihilated. It's gone. It's just been absolutely destroyed. There's no question. There you go. It's also shut the Tech Lab down as well. Now, what more damage can he do with this? Missile turret is on its way up, but here we go. Once again, more Marauder pressure being applied. 2 pylons annihilated. Once again, not able to build anything. Is he going to build another Void Ray? Looking for it. There we go. Oh, missile turret's up. If Dexy loses this, if he loses this, he's gone. Oh, so very close. 10 HP. Can he get away? Oh, yes, he does. Oh, my God, that was close. That would have been it. It's looking like it anyway, but I don't know. Dexy continues to repulse those Marauders with the probes. But he keeps having to pull them off the line every single time. Because he's got money for another Void Ray, but he's not bothering with it. Still, I don't know if Dexy can keep this up. Artanis has already expanded. Yeah, he lost the barracks, he lost some of his SCVs, but not enough to justify that. Look at it. He's got plenty of income coming in. Recharging the shields on the Void Ray. Another one of those finally coming in for Dexy. Chrono Boost. Probably applied to that. Maybe not. There you go. Chrono Boosting out a little bit of defense. Can't really blame him. Single sentry coming up to try and block the ramp. Is that going to be enough? Does he have the energy for it? Yes, he does. Is he going to be quick enough for it, more to the point? Yes, he is. There you go. That'll hold them back for the meantime. Oh, he almost got caught, though. He's going to be incredibly careful with that. He's going to die if he takes another one. Oh, he tries to take the Marine. That's not enough. Photon Cannon is on its way up. It's not going to build in time. Oh, no. Not happening. Had to cancel out that. And once again, pulls these off the mineral line. Second Void Ray now up. The problem is missile turrets and marines now on the ground. Dexy looking desperate, quite frankly. It was a cheesy move and it's not paid off for him. Not at all. There we go. Second Void Ray up. He's going to have to do something about that one. Zealot managed to slice the Marauder into tiny pieces. But Artanis is looking strong in terms of his economy, and he's about to pump out a critical mass of Marines, which will end his opponent. Dexy just hanging around doing nothing. But then again, he doesn't really want to go in there. It's too risky. Too many Marines getting on the ground. Stimpag upgrades on its way. And once Stim's up, that'll be it. Those Void Rays will be ineffectual. No doubt. Third Void Ray on the way, looking again for a critical mass of Void Rays. Here's the problem. Artanis is moving out now. He's looking for that proxy. He knows it's there, and he's going to find it very soon. It's right there, and he knows it. No question. And there's the problem. Is he going to have enough Void Rays to deal with that bunch of Marines? Don't think so. Looking unlikely. There you go. There's the damage coming in. Takes out one, takes out two. One Void Ray down. Another Void Ray up in the air. Almost destroyed. I think it's now he can take that Stargate on, and that's it. I don't know. Dexy will probably continue to fight, but that's just setting back so much. Void Rays can't defend it. He knows it. He pulls them back to make sure he doesn't lose them. But there you go. That proxy Stargate has been annihilated now. Dexy and his cheesy little maneuver. Transitioning now into a robotics bay, backed up by gateway units. He's not down yet, but he's just so behind. And if we have a look at his actual spending, and we'll look at his resources right now, and that's his current resources, but look at his spending. Artanis is just so far ahead in terms of everything, just because he's got the money to do it. Dexy even supply blocks right now as a direct result of losing that pylon. Pulls those two Void Rays back to the defensive line. But what is he going to do? Because he's up against a critical mass of Marines, now backed up by a Siege Tank, and there's a Marauder in there just for fun. It's the end of the world as Dexy knows it at this point, if he's not careful. There's the scan. Knows exactly what his opponent's got. Surprised he's not applying pressure right at this very moment, really. There's not an awful lot there to stop him. Robotics Bay going all the way through on one base. That's risky, considering he really doesn't have an awful lot of gas right now. Very risky, in my opinion. Ideally, you'd want two bases for that Colossus, just because these things cost so bloody much in terms of gas. You could do it, certainly, but I'm just not convinced by it. If I were him, I'd be trying to strengthen his economy, not investing in high-tech stuff like that. Hey, there you go. We'll see how it does. This low-tech army right here by Artanis, though, is going to be an absolute hammer blow to Dexy's front line. Have a look at what he's got. 4 Marauders, 38 Marines up with the stim pack, with the shield, and +1. +1 on the damage. Even more dangerous. Think about how much extra damage that is over the course of 39 Marines. Yes, that would be 39 damage. Well done. You can do basic mathematics. Single Siege Tank, 5 Marauders and 2 Hellions. Up against 2 Void Rays, 3 Zealots, 2 Sentries. I really don't know why he's not just going in right now. He absolutely, without question, has the numbers for it. He has a deadly force. It's nasty, it's unpleasant, it's horrible. It's impolite as well. These guys are incredibly rude. Well. He's biding his time, folks. Extended Thermal Lance upgrade coming out. Second Colossus on the way. And you know what? That might be his undoing. If Artanis doesn't get a move on right now, then he's going to go up against a wall of death. And we know exactly just what Colossi can do against a large force of Marines like that. It's about as hard to encounter as you can really get right now, in terms of what's available to Dexy. Of course, unless he grabs Dark Templar, well, we're not going to see that. Okay, he's finally moving out. He's got his medevac support, perhaps what he was waiting for right there. He's going to come up against 2 Colossus. He's going to come up against Extended Thermal Lance upgrade as well, so that extra range. But he doesn't have an awful lot else. He's relying on those larger high-tech units, and it's whether or not he can hold them at the ramp. That's what's going to matter here. If he can hold them at the ramp and inflict the big damage with the Colossi, then maybe he can win this fight. If he can't, then it's game over. 2 Siege Tanks to back him up as well, so at least he does have something that can do big damage to the Colossus. Medevac looks for a drop with the Hellions. Is it going to get shot out of the sky by the Void Rays? It spots the Void Rays. No, can't get in. Still very, very scared of going in right now. Observer coming out as well, just to ensure that there's no funny business. Also wants to have a look at the unit composition of his opponent. I'm concerned, though. Dexy's mining himself out right here, and he doesn't really have anywhere he can expand. He's got nowhere to go. His opponent has control over the entire map right now. Second expansion there, 3 bases, pretty much fully operational. Income comparison, there is no comparison. Look at it. Dexy knows what he's up against, and he's holding the line. Artanis waiting for the right moment to strike, or simply being a lazy bugger, one way or the other. Now the Colossi looking for a little bit of harassment, and they do a good job. They take a couple of Marines with them. He's going to have to be careful about this, but he can hop up and down, and he'll be able to do big damage to those Marines and wear his opponent down. I think a siege tank deployment's going to make that very risky. He's probably got the range, but only just. He's going to have to be incredibly careful. Pop down once again. Takes a bit of a siege tank shelling. Shields holding. Loses yet more Marines. Falling back to the line. Artanis needs to deliver the hammer blow. He's got to go in there before his opponent creates this unassailable wall. Artanis just has so many units as well. To be fair, I'm surprised he hasn't just gone for a straight drop. He's got the medevacs for it. He's pushed his way all the way into Dexy's base. 2 Vikings out as well. There we go. That should do the job. A lot of firepower coming in. He's trying to draw his opponent out into the line of the siege tank. Dexy charges. It's a good one, though. It's good deployment of the force field. Look at the number of units is actually losing to the Colossi right now. He's having to actually fall back as a direct result of jamming those units in there. Colossi now taking heavy fire from the side. He's able to break through. Didn't quite have the number of units. He's up on the side. He's going to lose 1. He loses both. That's it. That is it as far as I'm concerned. Good game. Artanis holds it. Oh, man. Still king of the hill. It was great play there by Dexy. Fantastic stuff with the force field. Slicing his way through those Marines, but just wasn't quite enough. He just didn't quite have that firepower he needed. Okay, we're going to do one more best of 3, and then we'll end the show, I think. So I'm going to look for an opponent for Artanis. Can you knock Artanis off the king of the hill? We shall see. A random player doing very well so far. Okay. We have an awful lot of people. Awful lot of people. Okay. I have so many people messaging me. So many. Try and find out who's who. Vicarious? Who is Vicarious? Is he around the same? Yeah, why not? Okay. Sounds reasonable to me. Let's do it. Vicarious, you get in this time. Like I said, we'll be doing this every time, every week. So there's plenty of time for everyone to get a shot. Artanis is currently king of the hill. And he's looking to make it a run of 3. Can he do it? Let's find out. And to kick it off, something unusual maybe? Something like the burial grounds, vary it up a little bit. Why not? I've never seen the burial grounds before. Let's do that. Okay. Artanis versus Vicarious. Vicarious, if you wouldn't mind turning your stream off, that would be fantastic. Artanis is in. Vicarious, let's go and have a look at his stats. Holy hell, that's a lot of games played. Wow. Impressive. Number 10 in his division. As you can see right here. 2,413 points for the bonus pool as well. So pretty evenly matched in terms of numbers. Main stats! Vicarious, turn the stream off, damn it. Do it, or else. Okay. A pink Protoss here. Glad that we've got an awful lot of people to play for King of the Hill. That's great. That's it. I'm hoping to try and do this twice a week, but it's really time dependent. Or mute the stream, that works as well. Whatever. Artanis! You're feeling very positive about this. We'll find out. Well, I know Artanis isn't cheating, otherwise he would have spotted that thing way earlier, but there you go. Okay. For 25 British pounds. Whoever wins this. Let's do it. RVP. On the burial grounds. I have no idea what this map's like. Let's do it, yeah! Burial grounds, her. Start a trend. Play random maps no one's seen before. I'm tempted to get some customs on in here. You see, I should put an extra rule in that in order to win the money, you've then got to beat me in a game of Battlecraft. He probably would as well. Okay, folks, last best of 3 of the evening. Protoss in the pink. Artanis in the red. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shoutcraft right here. Vicarious in the pink trunks. He's playing Protoss right here on the burial grounds. It's just like, hey, we're just going to play some random stuff. Yeah. Artanis in the red trunks playing Terran, as he's proven he's good at all 3 races. He's the king of the hill. He's beaten 2 separate opponents in best of 3. And if he beats this one, he wins some monies. Sounds like a plan. I think probably what I'll end up doing is if Vicarious actually wins this, I'll give a little bit to Artanis simply for playing and doing so well. I don't know how to really do prizes on King of the Hill, because King of the Hill is like, oh, well, I've just played 12 games, won all of them, and then I lost this one, so I don't get the money? Yeah, well, that's not fair. I mean, it's not a huge amount of money anyway, but there you go. So I'll give some prizes to everybody. Hey, just hand them out, be the little Father Christmas. I know it's past that, but whatever. Yeah, what the hell is with this map anyway? Let's have a look out. So you've got 1, 2... and 3 Zelnaga Watchtowers. Where's your expansion? Well, that's not your expansion, is it? That'll be really awkward. Expansion's all the way over there. Yeah, that is really weird. That's bizarre. Meet in the middle right there. This Vicarious knows exactly what his opponent's actually building. Blocks him off completely. No! Maybe not. Looked like he did. He snuck through there. Vicarious being a little bit sneaky. Get off! Not happening, I'm afraid. Vicarious wants to have a look. You have to indulge his curiosity. Don't shoot the probe, it's mean and unreasonable. Okay, Artanis, what do you have for us? Well, Artanis is having a look around. Is he going to try and build in the corner? There's a possibility. The thing is, Vicarious has probably spotted that. I don't think that's incredibly likely that he's going to do some proxy stuff, but look at that. Probe was still working on him. Did he actually lose a unit there? No, he didn't, but he was working on it anyway. Vicarious with a gas steal as well. Yes, there you go. And another gas steal! Artanis says I'm going to have one as well. Admittedly, Terran's doing gas stealing is a little tricky. Oh, thanks, guys. You're entertaining. Love it, love it. It is a little tricky, honestly, because you have to have your guy stand around. But there, you can do it. Little Cybernetic core coming in right here. Pretty standard opening for Vicarious. That's a nice little choke point right there they can probably hold with Zealots. What's his opponent building? Tech Lab coming in. Probably looking for more Marauders. Oh, yes. It's looking good. It's looking fun. It's looking enjoyable. You have to at least pull a Zealot by that. What the hell is this bit? This is a female Carrack, ladies and gentlemen. As opposed to a male Carrack. It's like a really angry frickin' alien plane strider. I noticed the amount of critters that are actually on this. I don't think they even implemented most of the critters in the beta. It's like, well, that's probably quite low down the priority list, really. We need to balance all this stuff and get the game working. No, let's implement some critters. Eventually, that Marine might actually hit the broadside of a barn door, and then we can deal with that assimilator. Artanis wonders, maybe I should get another SCV on there. Yes, it's likely, folks. It's a good strategy. It's a good strat. Do that. Artanis still has that SCV in the base, being an absolute pain in the ass. Vicarious with 3 gateways. It's the gentlemanly thing to do. So he's going to go and have a look, isn't he? Is he going to... He hasn't spotted it yet. That simulator is now gone down thanks to the Marauder. No doubt about that. I expect to see more Marauder pressure by Artanis. It works well against the Protoss, let's be honest. Stalker breaks it out. Because it can cancel the refinery, that's the nice thing. Let's cancel that refinery out. I expect to see that. Artanis still hanging around. Not bothering with any proxy nonsense just yet. 4 gates. Yes, 4 gates. There are 4 gates. What what you're going to do with 4 gates. Well, I'd imagine you will build 4 gateway units at a time. I know, it's innovative. Bunker going up for Artanis, not being as aggressive as before. And again, he actually wasn't aggressive for like 20 minutes. He was just hanging around. Oh no, SCV! Why? Why didn't you just hide in the corner like a sane person? Why did you have to try and be heroic? The humanity of it all. Vicarious moves in. What has he got? Well, he's got a probe. Looking for a pylon building over there. Nice and out of the way. Should do the job. Aside from that, though... Oh, it's a male Carrack! That's an even angrier looking plane strider. Have a look at that, yeah. Fiery red little thing squawking at him. It's like, get off my land! Yeah, it's a... Yes, it's from Somerset. It's unlikely. You never know. He has a brand new Space Combine Harvester, and he will not give you the key. Unfortunately, Vicarious doesn't need a key when he's got all of that. Admittedly, he's going to have to plow through all of this bloody junk, but that's still a lot of firepower. Because he's taking big damage from those bunkers. It's got to prevent it. That is a nice little bit of defensive work there by Artanis, and there isn't actually another way into the... Yes, there is, right here. But can you access it? Yeah, you can. The thing is... Vicarious is unfamiliar with this map, so he's probably not even aware that there is a back door. You never know. God, that thing's still there! Oh, dear. Expansion coming up for Vicarious. Or not, as the case may be. Let's just spend it on Zealots instead. It's like a child. You ask him to save his pocket money, but Mom, I want to buy some Zealots! They're like, oh, you need to save it for the Nexus, little Jimmy. Put the Zealots! Ah, he has found the back door. Oh, that could be unpleasant, because it appears Artanis forgot about it. Uh-oh. Problematic. In the meantime, Artanis is sorting himself out with the starport, looking for some banshees and a cloak. And unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get that up in time. It's like, well, I have this defensive line. Well, we're just going to go around it. How does that sound? We'll build a proxy pylon back there, just for a little bit of support as well. Oh, man. Come on, Vicarious. Stop supply blocking yourself. He sorted himself out, finally. So, Artanis, you might not have noticed that there is a rather large force of death coming in right about now. Uh-oh. Yeah, you know what? I would be blowing this up right now. Yes, kill that. Kill the starport. There we go. Off the line. That mineral line is doomed in many, many ways. Yes, indeed. That's the danger with those maps that anyone ever actually plays. Gotta be careful. Now running into the defensive line. So much damage done to the economy of Vicarious. He managed to get a Banshee out, though. Not that that's going to stay up all that much longer. Big fire coming in for the bunker. Bunker reaping a terrible toll. Again, I don't know why Vicarious actually ran straight at that. I would have just gone straight for the orbital command center. He just spent a huge number of Protoss lives for no apparent gain. But at least he eliminated, pushes back Artanis for the most part. Artanis now on the run. Vicarious continuing to apply pressure to the main base. Will it be enough? Not at the moment. He's being pressured back and pressured back after he sacrificed so many. He does have more reinforcements coming in, though, because of that pylon. Rebuilding the tech lab. Looking to try and maybe get the cloak again. Takes off another Stalker. Surprised Artanis hasn't actually moved to have a look at that. Looking to guard that end as well. But now he's got this end that's virtually undefended. And the partially built refinery remains. Vicarious not actually building anything right now, just saving up his resources to plow yet more units into the field. Doesn't want that defensive line to go up, and he has the firepower to ensure that doesn't happen. Pushing him all the way back into his base right now. Artanis on the run, losing yet more. More Marauders down. This could be the crushing blow. This could be the finisher, ladies and gentlemen. Another Marauder down. He can't do it. There you go. Vicarious takes it. Fantastic stuff. 1-0 in this best-of-3 series, ladies and gentlemen. Vicarious. Yes, well done to him. Well done. Artanis is going to have to come back from it. Can he do it? He's Terran strong, we've seen it, but he forgot about that thing at the back. We're going to have a more traditional map now, I think. See how well he performs. Could be interesting. In the meantime, I just want to check that everything's okay here. We'll switch over to that so you don't see any of this. Is my recording still running? Yes. Thank God. Good. Don't want that to stop. Yes, I've got like 3 hours, 30 minutes of audio, and how much hard drive space have I taken up? Let's see. 500 terabytes. Yeah. It's a lot of hard drive space, folks. I think I've got about 8 terabytes here, so that should be alright. More video games. Okay, where are we playing? Where are we going now? Delta Quadrant? No. Lost Temple? Yeah. Okay. Artanis and Vicarious. They're at it. Artanis has held the King of the Hill now for quite some time. 5 matches, I believe, he won. Doing well, certainly. Should decide the winner in a battlecraft. One of these days I'm going to do that and everyone's going to hate me. Right. Feeling better. Cool. Are we good? Are we good? Are we ready? Yes. Have we switched back? God, I hope so. Hope my hotkeys work. I get paranoid. There we go. Yeah, it works. It good. Yep, 4-gate. It's a good strategy. No doubt about it. A build worth learning. Are we ready? Random is Artanis once again. Let's make it happen. Can Artanis equalize? He's done very well so far. You may have met his match. The hands of Vicarious and his pink Protoss. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shoutcraft right here, bringing you a match in the Shoutcraft King of the Hill. It's what we do live, folks. This is all live between Diamond League players. Vicarious looking to knock his opponent off the King of the Hill and hopefully win the title tonight. Artanis having held it for the last hour and a half, doing a very good job of it. He gets Terran once again. He lost his previous match against Vicarious on the Burial Grounds, which is a fairly odd map, but we decided to play it anyway. Also, shout out to Naxus, my 2v2 buddy, to stop the spam. That's from Vicarious. There you go. Shout-outs are allowed on the show. I'm okay with that. It's all good, as long as you don't send them in via private message, which you can't do in my game anyway. Okay, alright, Artanis. This is a more traditional map. Artanis, of course, will be aware of what's going on here, so he's not going to get hit in the back door like he was last time on the Burial Grounds, which is not a map that's in the rotation. It's a weird map, honestly. It's very odd. Such a distance there between your expansion point and your normal base. Huh, it's weird stuff. Speaking of weird stuff, Artanis has been playing random the entire time, and I believe he actually plays random on the ladder as well, which is pretty impressive. I don't know who his strongest is. I mean, he's shown strong... I'm talking out of my arse. Try it again. He's shown strong displays with all 3 races thus far. He's obviously a very good player. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's about to scout his opponent nice and quick right here. There you go. Sneaks his way in. Bit of fisticuffs going on. And it's like, well, you know what, we're going to build this. I'm more interested in some creative and constructive and peaceful pursuits than your silly violence and thuggery. Wouldn't surprise me, really. It just reminds me of the bloody Eldar versus the Imperial Guard or whatever. Imperial Guard, bunch of thugs. Eldar, bunch of wimps. Yes. Oh, yes. Vicarious didn't quite find him. That's the luck of the draw. He should be able to get through that, though. I don't even know if Artanis is going to bother with a block, but he's not going to get it quick enough up anyway. Vicarious has a look and sees basically nothing. Single refinery available. Steel! Yoink! I wonder if Artanis is going to try the same thing. Wouldn't surprise me. Likes a little bit of vengeance every now and again. Hell, that thing survived longer than Artanis' base did. Cybernetic score probably going straight into the 4 gateway again after he sorts that out. We shall see. It's certainly a possibility. Worked well for him last time, but again, that was on a non-traditional map. Might not be as good. Single Marine out right there, and building a block with the supply depot. Tech Lab coming up looking for Marauder pressure early on. A solid idea. Vicarious is not having that stolen. Not this time. Not again. That would be mean and entirely unreasonable. That said, Artanis is mean and unreasonable, as we've seen pretty much the entire time. He's an unpleasant individual. He knows exactly what he's doing. He applies pressure and pain for his own pleasure. Yes. What rocks? Well, I'm sure we can find some. Here, you go kill those ones. There you go. You got rocks. It's great stuff. Okay. Eventually be able to bring the assimilator down. Building that factory out of visual range of it, of course. Doesn't want that to be scouted. Could expect to see Artanis going through the barracks, through the factory, and then straight into Starport. Tried to do that last time to no avail. Maybe if he does it a little bit better this time, it'll help him out a lot. Robotics facility coming straight out for Vicarious. Not even bothering with the 4 gateway, straight into robotics. 2nd gateway coming out, possibly 3 gateways in Colossus. But that observer will help him out, certainly. Admittedly, bear in mind that Vicarious does not know that the factory is being built. but he's got to suspect that his opponent might be trying to go straight into Starport and Banshee. That's not actually what's happening now, though. Artanis with a second barracks up. Looking to just do a little bit of mix and match. Might simply go into Marines, Marauders, Medivacs. Well, why not? Strategy works against loads of things. It's a Swiss Army knife strategy. Might not be as good as having an individual tool, but damn is it handy to have because it can deal with almost anything to a reasonable degree. There we go, taking a little bit of shelling as he walks past there. A little bit of careless play there by Artanis. Needs to look around. Bear in mind, he's been playing now for a good hour and a half, so fatigue is going to start setting in right here. It's tense, folks. He's playing on a live stream. He pushes his way all the way in, though. And it's good. He's got the pressure for it. Takes out the Stalker. What's he going to be able to do with it? 2 Zealots coming up. 2 Zealots going to be enough, not against those Marauders, and unfortunately Vicarious knows it. Oh, wow. Artanis, are you actually proxying with that thing, or are you simply using it as a scout? I have to wonder. He's going to dump it down. He's getting surrounded right here. Artanis desperately trying to escape the wrath of the probe. Not going to happen, but he has delayed the economy of his opponent very significantly. That's going to do well for him. Artanis once again. I'm surprised, actually, that Artanis hasn't just dumped it down and built a Hellion. I would have. Just dump it down right there, build some Hellions, and get him in the freaking mineral line. Why not? What else are you going to do with it? Immortal now out. That's going to reap a terrible toll. Those Marauders aren't going to be able to do anything right now. But he knows about it. And that's the important thing. And he already has the Stargate coming up. Thing is, Vicarious knows about the Stargate. He got the Observer out nice and quick. Vicarious thinks perhaps he can get some aggression on it. He's probably right. Artanis is going to have to pump out an awful lot more units right now. Does he have Stimpack? No, he doesn't. He's not even started it. But that Banshee is on the way, and without Stalker support, that Immortal will be torn apart. He's got about 45 seconds to do damage with it before it gets killed. No proxy pylon available either. He does build the Hellion. There you go. He did drop it in eventually. Looking for a little bit of harassment. In the meantime, blasts his way through there. Artanis actually supply blocked right now. What needs to happen here is Vicarious needs to try and take that out. He's not going to be able to take it out quickly enough, though. Oh, yeah. That Immortal reaping a terrible toll. Some damage done right there. Chased away the factory. How much economic damage was done? A fair amount. Warps in, blocks him in, and takes him out. Reactor taken out there by the Immortal. The thing is, the Banshee's up in the air, and that means that Immortal is gone. No question about that. Unfortunate that he didn't bother to escort it with a couple of Stalkers. If he had, then that could have been game over potentially. Can't do anything with that. Blocked in. Imprisoned. Zealots are going to be torn into tiny pieces. At least he takes a Marine with him for good measure. And down he goes. Lack of Stalkers was unfortunate for him there. It was a good move. I mean, it was bold. There's no doubt about that. It did good damage. But unfortunately, it's a shame he couldn't deal with that Banshee. The problem is he's got a second one out right now. Where is that Observer? Did he fall that Observer back to the base, I have to wonder? Yes, he did. That will certainly help against the Cloak Banshees. But what if the Cloak Banshees are here? Vicarious has got good numbers right now. Very good numbers. We have a look at the unit composition right now. He's up against a single Banshee and 7 of those Marines. No Marauders available, so those Stalkers are going to do really well. The Immortal will be able to deal with any Marauders that come out, at least in the short term. Looking to bash his way through then. He's going to be able to do it, no problem at all. Looking for the bunker. He's not going to get the bunker. No way. In comes the Cloak Banshee. He needs the Observer to deal with that. There we go. In comes the firepower of the Banshee. Banshee moving away very quickly. Can he do the damage? Oh, he's managed to escape just. Took some Stalkers with him as well for good measure. Again, no Stimpack right now. Vicarious getting incredibly aggressive. Into the middle right there. Into the middle. It's good stuff. And another Banshee right there. Another Banshee. And the Cloak Banshee got repaired this time around. So he's going to be able to push him again away once again. Even using the Mule as a repair bot right there. Immortal trying to reap a toll on the SCVs, doing a pretty good job of it, but taking fire from the sides. The shields are down, and there you go. Okay, income-wise. The thing is, Artanis is still ahead in terms of Harvesters. He's repulsing all of these incredibly well, and now the counter-attack comes in. And what has he got to defend against it? Well, nothing, honestly. He does have those 2 Stalkers, but the 2 Stalkers won't be able to deal with that. 2 Stalkers can't kill 2 Banshees. It's just not going to happen. Especially not with the Cloak available. The thing is, Artanis is just trying to do some economic damage right now. There's actually taking perhaps unnecessary damage on the Banshees. He could have taken the Stalkers out already and had his wicked way with everything. But bear in mind, of course, his opponent could simply warp them back in. Little bit of economic damage done. Not crazy, but he is nipping away at Vicarious now. And Artanis is actually still ahead, even after all that economic damage. The Hellion did really well when he eventually decided to drop it in there. I thought he could have done it a little bit earlier, but he did it anyway. Did good damage, and now he's starving Vicarious. And that's good for him, because Vicarious is pumping out those Immortals, which are very pricey. He's got 2. Couple more on the way. Trying for a mixed force right now. Artanis defending himself very, very well indeed. No doubt about that. Now he's got siege tanks rolling out. Look at that. Artanas thinking, well, you know what, we're just going to build a bit of everything. It's the selection box approach. Throw everything we possibly have at you. No observers there. Once again, unfortunately, Artanas supply block needs to sort himself out there. Get some more Banshees in the field. Observer now moving over. Not even bothering with the harassment right now. Photon Cannon's coming up to deal with that. This has forced his opponent to respond and spend money that isn't immortals that are going to blow great gaping holes in his base. A little bit important, I find. Bunker coming up for Artanas too. Gonna hold that line, maybe look to expand. Wouldn't really blame him, honestly. Doesn't want to stay on one base for too long. He's starting to mine himself out now as well. 3 of those Banshees now available. Single Siege Tank, 2 Marauders, and 7 Marines. Not an awful lot on the ground, but a potent force in the air. His opponent now with 5 Stalkers and 2 Sentries. 6 Stalkers now. Doesn't want to be taken by surprise once again. He's moving in with that attack force. The question is, will he have enough? Probably to break this line? I'm thinking no. Especially not with a Siege Tank out. Doesn't have a upgrade yet, but he will soon enough. Will it be quick enough? No. Probably not. Looking for another 55 seconds. It depends if Vicarious decides to be a little bit slow about it, or if he intends to be direct. Thing is, he's sitting up right there. By the time he engages that, then yeah, he'll be able to get that Siege Tank deployment out in another 40 seconds. Engagement's probably going to happen in another 10. In he comes once again, trying to bring in the firepower. Brings a couple of supply depots up there just for good measure. He almost catches that Stalker out. Vicarious not having any of it though. Up goes the Guardian Shield, trying to bring down the bunker. One bunker going down right here. There we go. Looking for the second one. He's going to get the second one. In comes the firepower from the side right there from the Siege Tank. Not making too much of a difference to that one, but he nails down the Immortal. Immortal taken out. Good stuff. That was expensive. Tries to bring down that bunker, but the attack is failing. It's faltering right now. Artanas has the firepower. He's got the touch. He's got the power. And also Marines and stuff, which is probably a little bit more important, I would feel. There you go. And he's expanding, and he's feeling pretty safe about that. Now he'll have that Siege Tank deployment. So, again, it's a great map for that as well. You can create this choke point, then stick a Siege Tank on the top of it and rain down fiery destruction on your opponent. Price, and look at that. From the side, while his opponent was sleeping, indeed while I was, in comes the harassment, and there's the cloak. He's got the observer. Does he have enough? I don't know. It's risky. Who plays chicken? Well, they're both playing chicken, but unfortunately Artanas gives up first. Loses 2 Banshees in the process. Again, though, more economic damage done. Look at the difference. It's huge. I don't see how Vicarious can come back from this. I just don't. Artanas is pumping out everything in the world right now. Whereas Vicarious is getting starved in terms of resources. He's able to put in several potent attacks, but he's never quite got the numbers for it. Simply because of that lack of economy. Artanas ain't having it. Absolutely not. He's not going to lose this King of the Hill at this stage. No way. He's getting aggressive. He lost his first one. He's not having the second. Honestly, I think it's fairly likely that Artanas is going to win this one. I don't like calling stuff at such an early time, but the thing is, Vicarious just keeps throwing away resources. Have a look at units lost. He's throwing away resources that he doesn't have. He's now taking a shelling from there. This is even worse than the last time. There's no way he's going to break that line. I think Vicarious is just giving it up right here. I don't see what else he could do. And look at that now. He's got a good game now. He has to. Oh, Vicarious. That's nasty. There you go. Good game. 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1. Artanas. He wants that King of the Hill. He needs it. And you know what? At this rate, he's going to get it. He can come play on my show any freaking time, I tell you. Fantastic player thus far. Haribo is delicious. This will be the final match tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I have work to do after this for my sins. Right. Where will we play it? This will be the decider. I'm thinking we do Metalopolis. What do you reckon? Sounds like a plan. Artanas is in. Looking for Vicarious. There we go. Can Artanas hold this King of the Hill title? He very well might. Oh, don't blame the viewers. That's mean and unreasonable. They haven't done anything. Okay, we are good. We are good. Recording still running? Yes. God, I love my new computer. I'm sorry, I do. It's awesome. Final matchup, folks. May I also thank you for tuning in, by the way. You are awesome. All of you are. You're wonderful. Let's do this! Summon the final energy remaining in me, which is none. Go, 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 go. G, 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 G. Let's make it happen. I think I still have some leftover pizza downstairs. I think I might have to indulge in that later on. Onward for great justice and 25 British pounds. Metalopolis. Vicarious. He's changed his colour. Perhaps he thought that was not quite as lucky as he first imagined. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shoutcraft, the final of the King of the Hill right here. Artanis has beaten all comers up to this point. It's 1-1 in this best of 3 series right here between Artanis in the Blue Trunks. Oh god, it's a PvP. Oh, why? Why would you have the final match be Protoss versus Protoss? Rage. So much horrible rage. Vicarious in the other blue, playing the other Protoss. This is going to be thrilling. This better be good, by the way. You got to make this good, Artanis and Vicarious. I don't like Protoss versus Protoss. It's like I want to be talking about things, but I can't because it's Protoss versus Protoss. Ah. So very, very unpleasant. Onward. Artanis. Vicarious. Facing off across the Metalopolis. Finding that they're doing mirrors again. Hating that they're doing mirrors again. Gateway. And a gateway. And, Vicarious, where's your gateway? A little late on the gateway. There you go. Finally got the gateway. See, I'd expect to see... Oh, way bit. Oh, are you serious, Vicarious? You are actually gonna cannon rush. Okay. Interesting. It might work. Potentially. He hasn't gotten into the base with it, though. This is not so much going to be a cannon rush, by the looks of it, as it's going to be a cannon encompass. I don't know if that's going to get... The thing is, Artanis has already scouted it. Is he faking it? Obviously going to go forge straight into a fast expansion on this map. Hey, it could be possible. What is he? Oh, Vicarious. You're an evil person. Will those probes stop it? No, they won't. Single Zealot on its way out. They're looking for it, though. Now, look at that. Vicarious sneaking past, maybe to place another pylon. Yes. More effort being put on. Another pylon up. Will that photon cannon actually get up? It's looking unlikely right now. It's going to get the crap beaten out of it. The thing is, he's having to split his forces between that pylon. It's a good cannon rush, folks. Another photon cannon up for Vicarious. Yes. Brings down another cannon. Brings down another cannon. I don't know, honestly. I think Vicarious is actually failing on this one. Artanis is repulsing this incredibly well. That is expensive. I mean, look at how much he's lost already. He's just thrown away 600 resources for no gain at all. The cannon rush fails. He's going to have to transition now. Transitioning into simply using cannons to defend himself while he rebuilds his shattered economy. I don't know. I don't think Vicarious is going to get this one. Not after that. I mean, he's losing so much. He's going to lose all of these pylons. Is he going to GG? He could GG. He could. You never know. He might give it up right now. It was a failure of a cannon rush, I'm afraid. Artanis pushing his way back in, and now he's going to get straight in the mineral line. Not that he's got much HP to do it with. Wonder how many more he can run past that. Walling himself in with photon cannons. He's not going to give up just yet. But he did throw away such a huge amount of resources. A cripplingly large amount of resources. If Artanis can capitalize on it. More to the point. He delayed Artanis farming for a bit and getting some resources, but you know. Doesn't quite have any supply to do anything with yet, but hey. The simulator finally coming out for Vicarious as he tries to transition back into a sensible build. He tried the cannon rush, he didn't get anywhere with it. Soundly defeated by Artanis. Artanis like, no, I don't go in for those petty parlor tricks, absolutely not. There we go, third gateway now. And this is where the hammer starts getting applied. Vicarious needs something. He doesn't really have anything right now. Artanis, proxy pylon, doing absolutely nothing, of course. Did have to pull some drones off the mineral line, though. some probes. Look at the difference that's made in terms of how much he's earning there. It's tricky. He pulled an awful lot of probes off the mineral line. I think an unnecessary number. Ah, yes. 4-gate, ladies and gentlemen, for Artanis. That's his strategy, and you know what? It'll probably win. Should be able to break through that without a problem. Also, I must point out that Vicarious does not have a second pylon right here. All that his opponent needs to do is come down heavily on that pylon, then all those photon cannons shut down. He's got no backup pylons. That could be a critical error. We'll find out. Okay. Artanis. You do not have all day. Cybernetics Core finally finished in the Warp Gate upgrade, and there we go. No proxy pylon to help him out. He's going to have a little bit of exercise. He runs across the map. Yeah, more photon cannons. Now, there we go. Vicarious backing it up with some pylons now. Should be quick enough as well. They should be able to support that. So that's going to be a difficult line to break. But I don't know what Artanis... I don't really know what actually Vicarious is planning on doing here. The Twilight Council coming up. Maybe you're looking for Stalker Blink. That's probably the plan. I mean, why not? He can't even actually get out of his base, so blinking out of it is really the only thing he can do right now. There's that proxy pylon. Now Artanis is going to be able to apply pressure from those 4 gateways. Is he going to have enough pressure? Yeah, there's no real question about that. He's absolutely going to have enough pressure. Doesn't even have Warp Gate tech yet for Vicarious. A single gateway and some cannons. That's not going to hold the line at all. And he knows it. Artanis moving in for the final death blow. Honestly, even with a choke point like that, I don't think Vicarious defenses are going to hold. Absolutely not. There you go. 1 cannon down. 2 cannon. 3rd cannon's down. That's it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Vicarious loses this one. There's no question about that. He's got nothing to defend it with. Throws away everything he has. He attempted the cannon rush. He failed the cannon rush. Artanis is the king of the hill, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he is. No Protoss. Artanis, a mighty king of the hill today. A mighty king of the hill. He's been playing for almost 2 hours now. He beat all comers. Equal or better in terms of his ELO. Excellent. Well played. Well played, Artanis. But what do you mean, cheapskate? God damn it. Evil bastard. That's it, folks. The contents of my PayPal account goes to Artanis. Well fought and well deserved. It's more than minimum wage. You can't complain. Oh, well done, well done. Ladies and gentlemen, that's me done for the evening. Thank you ever so much for tuning into Shoutcraft today. You have been a fantastic audience. If you have feedback as to the format of the show and things like that, please leave it in the thread, the Team Liquid thread. You can find that on the forums. Very easy to find. Just look for Shoutcraft. Oh, man. Well played, Artanis. Please send me your PayPal details via email. Don't send them over the stream for 2,000 people to see. That would be dumb. Email me, shoutcraft@cynicalbrit.com, and I shall sort you out with some money. Right, well, I'm going to get back to work. I have Azeroth Daily to upload because YouTube was screwing up earlier. But I'm going to take 10 minutes and actually get some lunch, dinner. What's the time? I have no idea. Thanks a lot, guys. I will see you again on Saturday, most likely, for EU versus US, some new stuff you haven't seen before. Co-casting on DLHF, that's not right, GLHF TV with Scan. And Sunday, I'll be casting the SC Reddit Invitational Round of 8. I'm basically the warm-up act. Yeah, I'm the guy that you get to throw all your bottles at and you get all your rage at before DJ Week and Day 9 come on later on in the evening. That sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Thanks a lot. You've been great. And I will see you next time.